What's up, guys? Welcome back to this channel. I am at my store today. We are on our day off. It's family day. We are packing orders for something called Paczki Days. I know that's a weird name. It's Paczki. I'll spell it out here. Very, very big in our city, and we're going to be selling probably over 2,000 donuts. They're not technically donuts, but they're donuts. And everybody loves them, so yeah, I'll show you them in a minute. This is just my sample for me. Felicia has her box, that's my box on top. I can't tip them, but look at that. That's a meal right there. So now that I just ate my sample of those, this is my introduction to showing you how I built 5 income streams that make $42,000 every single month through my grocery store. These are part of the bigger picture. If you are new here and have no idea what I'm talking about, I've owned this grocery store for 5 years now. We've built our income streams to this level. They've been higher some months, lower some months, but this is generally the average that I found over the last 60 months that we've been doing this. Very small income source, and the one I'm most excited about is our very own coffee line. This is a small part of our income source in this store. You can find it and try it at 13grandcoffee.com. If you ever want to try our coffee that we serve in store, this is some of the best coffee in the world. This is our very own brand. I hope you enjoy it if you do try it, and thank you to anyone else who has tried it so far. We're really happy, really proud of this product. First things first, the main staple of this store was produce. We started off as wanting to be a fresh fruit and vegetable store, and these are our main aisles for the produce. Obviously it looks bare right now. We don't put fresh stuff out if we're not open, but it's this aisle, the next aisle for our coolers, and then we do have a walk-in cooler to keep everything fresh. Over the years, we've really built upon how much and the best variety for our store, because when you have a small store like this, the footprint of each item is so meaningful that it has to produce revenue for you. It has to turn over fast enough, and especially with produce, with the high amount of waste, you need only the things that sell. There's no forgiveness with produce. It doesn't wait for you to be busy. You need to be busy at all times when you carry produce, and that's the biggest battle with having a small store that does, you know, it's a bulk of its sales in the produce department. You always constantly have to be rotating everything to keep it fresh. That's why it's such a high risk business, but it also is a high reward because the margins are quite good. With that being said, we average between $10,000 to $15,000 per month just selling fruits and vegetables. Out of the $40,000 a month we do on average in sales, $10,000 to $15,000 comes from, you know, just your basic, you know, strawberries, grapes, bananas, apples, all your different vegetables, broccoli, zucchini, carrots, mini carrots, watermelon, other melons, you know, the list goes on and on. But those are the main staples. We don't get into anything very exotic or fancy. We just don't have enough of that foot traffic or customer clientele to pick up those items to make it worth it before those things go bad. So even things like berries are very, you know, perishable, where you really need to make sure you're only buying the exact quantity you need for the week, even less sometimes, so everything stays fresh for the customers. And with produce, your margins are around 50%, sometimes even higher, because you have to account for the waste. No matter how busy you are, I've worked in stores that had thousands of customers a day, and there was always going to be waste. Because, you know, certain things you can't predict how quick they will sell. One week, you know, we'll say clementines will fly off the counter. The next week, you can't give them away for free. So it's a balance that you may never truly figure out the perfect quantity you need each week. But I always kind of say it's nice to run out of something so you can start fresh. So I never have the philosophy of overbuying anything. Customers appreciate, you know, if you are honest with them and something doesn't look as good, you won't sell it to them. or you couldn't bring something in because it wasn't of quality, people really appreciate that honesty. So keep that in mind. And it's about 10,000 a month, that 10 to 15,000 in the summer months that we do in sales, just based on produce. The next section, grocery. Now grocery took us a while to build up. There's so many different items. I honestly, probably off the top of my head, have catalogs with hundreds of thousands of different grocery items. The variety people need in their diets to be satisfied is crazy. Like I say all the time, you can't please everyone. You can only please your customer base. So you need to really rationalize what is important to carry in this store and what actually moves. And it's always testing and trying new things, bringing in new things, getting rid of old things. If they are not selling every single month these products, they need to go. So we did add a snack section to our store a little while ago. We keep expanding on it, like luxury, exotic snacks that you wouldn't find anywhere else, imported from, you know, different parts of the world. That's what keeps us different from, you know, Walmart, Freshco, all those places. And when I mean our grocery section, it's not just snacks. We're talking, you know, staple items, pasta, breads, you name it, Jello, pasta sauces, olives, all that stuff that you would see in the non-refrigerated section in jars and packages, such as chips, you know, cookies, packaged foods, anything like that is considered grocery to us. So we are at about a $10,000 to $15,000 per month in the grocery section of our store. And what's really nice about grocery is you have, you know, 6 months to a year on granulated sugar, or you have, you know, 2 to 3 years on canned beans. These things you don't have to worry about. You put them on the shelf. They do take a lot longer to sell than produce, but that's the nature of the game. People aren't buying them as often. Like a bottle of ketchup will last someone a month in the fridge, so you can't expect this stuff to be flying out the door, right? So these are things that we understand, but the grocery section does encompass just as much as the produce, because we let it take up so much of our store, and it's just a little bit more passive and not as hands-on as produce, where you'd have to clean it, maintenance it, make sure it always looks good and fresh, and spray it down, cool it. This grocery section is always good to have in a store like this. So the next income source for the store that is surprising to me and Felicia, that it was built to this level so quick. And I guess we shouldn't have been surprised by this, because everybody truly loves desserts, carbs, breads, you name it. It's enjoyed by every culture, every person, young, old. You just can't get away from that, right? So as you saw, the paczkis over there, that's huge. That's just a couple days. But I'm talking like your year-round staples: pies, breads, cookies, cream pies, tarts, butter tarts. Those things are just a no-brainer for a store to carry. That has become a huge part of our inventory and a great income source for this store. So it does about $8,000 per month just on baked goods and bread. Like, that's how a small store really can bring in higher sales. If people come in to, you know, grab some fruit and vegetables, it's like, oh, I do need a pie for dinner. I'm already here, I'll grab it. Or I was looking for a nice, you know, multi-grain bread, and you guys already have that, I'll grab that with my stuff. So that is always something to add, and that is a huge income source that we realized after about a year of doing just produce, that people always want something sweet, carby, you know, salty, even sometimes as a treat, or, you know, some people indulge, and that's fine. That's your business, but we know that that is something that has provided a great income source over the months. You'll notice in the winter months, it's more a higher volume of cakes, pies, desserts go out the door. The summer months, people are a little bit more health conscious, so they don't buy as much, but they still buy. So yeah, we're happy to be here. We're happy to provide that to whoever wants. The next income source for our store is the dairy section. That does about $8,000 to $10,000 per month, and it's really grown over the years. We always started with a little bit of yogurt and a little bit of milk, but we really expanded that section, and it's really proven to be something that will always be a staple item, as you would expect from people's normal diet. So this encompasses all of our cream, all of our coffee creamers, our milk. I'm just taking a quick look here. Our yogurts, Greek yogurts, almond creamers, whipped cream, coffee creamers, cream cheese. Sour cream is a huge seller. If you ever have a store for some reason, sour cream is a top seller. I don't know if it's taco night or what it is, but yeah, that's a great seller. Cheese in general is always a great seller. All your shredded cheeses, your block cheeses, your imported cheeses, blue cheeses, you name it. Those things are always a good staple to have, and they last a long time. You don't have to worry about them. Obviously butter, garlic dip. I'm just taking a quick look here, see if I missed anything important. Feta cheeses, of course. So those things have all combined to bring us around $8,000 to $10,000 per month in our store. And you know what, obviously, you know, milk and yogurt is something to worry about, but nowadays I find milk has such a longer shelf life than I remember. Like, I'm seeing dates of a month or 5 weeks, 6 weeks on our milk, and apparently this is natural filtered milk. I don't know if you have the same expectations or ideas or quality of milk from where you're from, but that's what I see here, and it's honestly helping us out because we have a lot less expired stuff, so expired products. So yeah, that's great. We never want expired product here. That is the end all and downfall of this business, expired food. All right, so the next income source is what you see pretty much Felicia doing back here. It's our prep food. It's our chilies, our soups, our wraps, our macaroni salads, our egg salads, our potato salad. That equals about $5,000 to $6,000 per month in prep foods. These are nice because you can reuse anything that looks kind of ugly on the floor into prep foods like chili or pastas. You know, if apples have a little mark on them, we make applesauce. Tomatoes are starting to get ugly, we make tomato sauce, right? Everything needs a secondary purpose in this business. So these things kind of come together to make $6,000 per month. They are very labor intensive. They are not just, you know, plug and play, put on the shelf and watch it sell. This is something you have to create, and it kind of helps because it does make you stand out because no one else will have the same recipes as you. It keeps your store unique. It keeps people coming in for the grab and go lunches, and then they may pick up other things on the way, like a chocolate bar, a bag of chips, you know, a piece of beef jerky. It's all a nickel and dime business, so you have to think like this. You have to think of building the bill over and over and over with multiple customers. Those all total up to our income source for this store. Again, that is not our, you know, salary, our take home. I wish it was. It would be a whole different game right now. That's our top line revenue. And you know, there's obviously little things we've missed, like confectionery things at the very front there, like you'll see, or our coffee bar that actually is picking up quite good with our coffee line, or you know, little things here and there that we do on the sides, like Felicia's fruit baskets are really picking up. That's probably something that really adds to our income source every month, especially around the holidays. So those are all things that are kind of in the miscellaneous category. They might equal another $4,000 to $5,000 a month, though we like to average around $42,000 every single month with this store. Obviously we'd love to do more, but we found that once we started getting into the $60,000 to $70,000 a month range, this did happen during COVID, we could not keep up. We were not going home until like midnight to keep up with refilling this store. It was absolute insanity. I always wanted to reach those levels, but I don't think they're sustainable without true good help every single day that you can rely on. And we're not there yet 100%. So that's where we lie with that. With all that being said, guys, thank you for watching this video. I know I do this updated video every single year almost to show you where things are going and how this store is averaging out its sales and where our income is actually coming from, because people seem to have an interest on how a store like this makes any money at all when the rent is high and everything's so perishable. But it's a comfortable living. It can be a racket just like any other job, but you know, we're here to grow this business with you guys on this channel. All right, thank you for watching this video.